Okay, good morning, everybody. It is Friday today, the 14th of October. That's not important, really. I just always like to give the date at the start of my videos. We did, as I mentioned in my midweek video that a lot of people watched, Everton Football Club had requested a meeting with the drone operators that are covering the Bramley-Moore Dock build, or should I say the Everton Stadium at Bramley-Moore Dock. So we had a meeting with them. A few of us had a meeting with them on Wednesday, and I was going to just talk about the contents of that meeting and the outcome in my video on that's due to come out on Sunday. But a lot of you have been asking what happened. So I'll address it in this video now. Okay, here we go. Right, okay, just had to do that little intro, got to have the Mr. Drone intro, haven't we? So, yeah, Everton had a meeting with a few drone operators. I think they invited quite a lot. Only 6 or 7 of us actually attended. So the meeting was to discuss, Everton and Lango Rourke have officially requested again that there is no drone flying midweek at all. There's been drones flying very close to the site, even through the site, over the site, and it's become very distracting to site workers and especially crane operators, apparently. So they said they've actually had to stop work on site. You might see me looking down. I've made notes. They've actually had to stop work on at least one occasion. I think maybe a couple more. The crane operators, some of them are not happy or are getting distracted by drones in the air, and they just reiterated to us that the main objective is to get the stadium built. It was a nice meeting with Everton. It was very civil. We both I think we all put points across. I was one of the ones to outline the civil aviation rules and all that, and they totally understood that, but they had to repeat their request, respectfully request that there's no midweek flying. And the guys we speak to at Everton, they're incredibly passionate about the stadium build as well. I've got to give them that, incredibly passionate about it. Fair play to them. So my thoughts on it, my thoughts were, and I told everyone in the meeting, my thoughts were that respectfully we don't have to. As long as we're sticking within the civil aviation rules, we don't have to do it. But I will. I've committed to them that, look, I'll work with Everton. And I think everybody on the call, there was, like I say, 6 or 7 of us, and it was, to be honest, it was almost like the main ones that get the most views that were on the call. Not get the most views, I suppose. I think the ones that are quite passionate and have been doing it for a while. We were the ones. It's important to us. We were the ones on the call. You could say, we were the ones there. Everton did say they didn't think any of the guys on the call were the ones that were going close to the site or distracting, but still they have to request that there's no drone flying. So again, going back to my thoughts, I outlined we don't have to, but I said, I will. It's all a lot of you that watch it are passionate about the build as well. And look, I personally don't want to be the one that's causing crane operators or site workers to stop work. I'll end up getting lynched if you found out that I'm there causing work to stop and halting it. And they're right up against it now with the light, the amount of light they get in the day being a lot less, the weather due to be worse. They're up against it, so they're working around the clock. And then if us drone users are there causing them to stop works, it's going to drag on. And then ultimately Everton and Lango Rourke are going to say, we might be behind. It's because we're having to stop work because of drones in the air. Yeah, drones may be allowed if they're in civil aviation rules and regulations, but if it's site distractions to crane operators, that's why it's stopping, and they're asking us to stop because of that. I certainly don't want to be that one, and I know the other guys that were on the call don't want to be those guys either. So we all agreed to work together. So looking at what effect will it have on my channel, that's what I wanted to address as well, any effects. So the only effect on my channel will be no midweek flying, and I know, I know I'm releasing a midweek channel, but my midweek one over the Everton Stadium at Bramley-Moore Dock, I go through discussing any questions that you guys have raised, any comments you put on my channel. That's what I do. Now I can actually do that. I can do that using drone footage that I gather on the Sundays. So I will still be releasing a Wednesday video, Wednesday or Thursday, as when I can. I aim to do it on the Wednesday. So I'll still be addressing your comments and any questions and thoughts. So keep leaving them for me, keep dropping the comments, and I will still be doing that video. I just won't be flying there on a Wednesday. I'll be there on the Wednesday, maybe doing some stuff from the ground. I'll be using some footage that I've already got. But we can still do that, guys, so we can still do those points. The good thing, it may actually get a little better, to be honest, because what Everton have said, that in return for us working with them, they'll be happy to work for us. They know that they've got to give something back a little. So, for example, they'll be happy for me to put questions to them as well. Look at like the roof truss lifting. I know a couple of people have sent me comments saying, Nick, I've heard the roof trusses are being lifted on the 27th of October. I've asked the guys that, and they've said, yes, the plan is to do it later this month. There's no set date. There's no date set in stone, because it's all weather dependent, light dependent. It all depends on where they get up to. The plan is to get it started by the end of this month and later this month. But as it gets closer, the guys will be happy to let me know, and let a few of the other guys know that, look, this is what we're doing. And future in the during the site build, they've said that as and when there's some milestones and things to look out for, they'll let us know. So it could make that a bit better. On that note, by the way, regarding the roof truss lifting, if it's being done midweek, as I won't be flying, if anybody's got any ideas, any elevator positions around it that they're happy for me to go to and do some recording, if anybody's got a cherry picker they could bring down and park up and put up in the air, I'll go and stand on that for you all. Joking, I'm happy to do anything, any ideas you've got, I'm happy to do. I'm happy to work with you. Has anybody got a boat? I'll sit on a boat in the Mersey and cover it from that. Genuinely, I will, but a little joke, but yeah. So it could help. It could help with the channel and what I can bring to you guys. One thing, a big thing, they've also said that they will commit to give us, so the guys that work with them and continue to do this, they're starting to prepare site tours for us, on-site tours. Now that's going to be great for us all to have a look at. They can't start that until January or very early next year, because of the amount of work they need to get through during this really busy time they've got. But they have committed to us that they'll do that. That's fantastic for us, isn't it? Honestly, it's really good. So I can't knock them for that. They recognise as well. They recognise the a lot of not just Everton fans, but a lot of Everton fans and football fans in general and site build fans want to see the stuff that myself and the other drone operators are producing following the site build. So they recognise that, and they don't want to stop that at all. They don't want to stop that, but they need to try and make sure it's not disrupting the site. But yeah, they'll give us other things, which is good. So the what I wanted to say, sorry, move on to other midweek flyers that that may continue, that didn't attend the meeting for whatever reason and may continue doing it. Yet you may be within your rights, okay? You may be fine and within the law to go and do it without breaking any civil aviation rules if you're following all the rules and regs. I know some don't, honestly. I'm not going to name any, but I know some don't. But if you think I'll just do it, we've been asked. Everton and Lango Rourke have respectfully asked us to not do it during midweek because it's disrupting some site staff and crane operators. I just try and kind of repeat that. I think it'll be best if we all work together, and try try and do it the best we can without being disruptive. That's my opinion. That's what I'm going to do. And I think there's other things we can do, but it's each to their own. It is, because if you're not breaking any laws, okay, I just repeat Everton and Lango Rourke, so respectful request to work with them. Lastly, a great thing I could have coming up is a few people have said, I was down at the site today. I was open to meet you. To me, that's what they comment. I was open to bump into you when I am there. Loads of people are there saying, "Oh, I'm glad you're here. I was open to bump into you." And a few people have said, I've stopped in the Bramley Moor. Happy to buy you a pint whenever. So, one thing I have thought of, and it's going to go on the response, but I thought of doing an evening with Mr. Drone, maybe a couple of other drone operators. But I've asked the guys that we did have the meeting with and spoke to from Everton if they'd be happy to also attend and do a little talk on the site and what's going on and everything. And I can certainly definitely do a talk about the drones and everything, and what we've managed to cover, where we're up to and all that. And it could be a good laugh, could be really insightful for us all. The guys at Everton have agreed, they're happy to do that. I'm thinking maybe in the Bramley Moor pub, maybe at the Docklands Trail, something like that. So let me know what you think, guys. I'm thinking we look at doing that maybe towards the end of the year or something. So again, just to show that it's not Everton saying, stop everything you're doing, we just want to restrict you. They don't. They want to work with us. I'll work with them. I know quite a lot of the others will. I've gone over 10 minutes on this video, so I have to end it here because you'll all be getting bored. But that's what happened in the meeting. Won't have too much of an effect, I don't think, on anything. So, guys, all work together. I hope you all agree. But let me have your comments, everyone. Please let me have your comments, as always. I'll be there Sunday, getting the big round footage for us, looking at everything that's happened. So look out for that. Take care, everyone. Mr. Drone out.